So this is a quick tutorial, so I'm going to be tuning my Melodica. So what you need here is nail filer, screwdriver, dental floss or something to hold up the reeds inside the Melodica, and a tuner. It can be guitar tuner, it can be on your phone, whatever. So first step you need to do, take out the reed. This is important. Sometimes it may attach to the main body, sometimes it doesn't. In this case it doesn't, but still, just take it out. Then take your screwdrivers and take out the screws. For some most models have 8 screws. Some Yamaha models have 4. So keep that in mind when you're tuning. So here, this is one of the more troublesome parts, taking the screws out. Screws out. Set your screws off to one side. It can be in a container or you just set aside away from your Melodica. Then you have to make sure it's face down. You flip it up. Then you have to pull this up. Be careful not to break it, obviously. And then you have to wiggle the keyboard and reed mechanism inside out of the Melodica. So you have to be careful because this frame can break easily. Okay, so this is the frame. This is the keyboard mechanism. So we took this away, and you may notice that after you play the Melodica for a long time, it gets a little bit wet because saliva, water, whatnot. Take a towel, soft towel, clean it. Same goes for the frame as well. So you see I've already cleaned a little bit, but not so much. Okay, so this is not about cleaning. Cleaning can come later. So you notice here that under these keys there are these reeds that correspond. So this is the mechanism. Once I press, this one will activate and it will vibrate the reed. So now you need to identify what do you need to tune. So for example, I'm tuning the high F key. That's the only key I'm doing, which is actually quite convenient. So you take dental floss, you put it under. So I filed a little bit and yeah. Okay, so you lift up and then file. You have to do it very softly, otherwise it will either break or you need to do this. So when the note is flat, you file on the edge right here. But when the note is too sharp, you file over here. This here is a little bit more tricky. And Melodicas actually have the tendency to have notes that are slightly more sharper, which I think I'll keep. I won't retune every reed. That's gonna be quite troublesome. So there are 2 ways of testing. Number 1 is to ping, but the disadvantage of doing this is you can do it easily on the low notes, but the high notes you can't. Not easily. So if you just do this, clap. Yeah, you get what I mean. Second technique is reassemble the whole Melodica together and then test it out. So now let's reassemble. And then take out your tuner. So frame, open it up, and then make sure you clean this one every once in a while because it can get very, very, very wet. So it will fit snugly right in. Double checking. Okay, turn it around. And this is very important. I've learned it the hard way. You have to screw the screws very tightly, otherwise there is gonna be a bunch of leakage. So I got my stuff here. So you need to screw it very tightly, otherwise air will leak in the Melodica, and then you won't get the sound easily. There we go, that's one. So I'll give you a little fun fact. Melodicas are actually used by some Asian countries in music class. But however, in Singapore, they use piano, guitar, and whatnot. They don't use melodica, and I bet that's because it's super noisy. Another fun fact is that this one, it sounds like bagpipes, harmonica together with a piano keyboard. So, screw it tightly. You have to screw it tightly or else air leakage again. And, like I wanted to do it really quickly, I just screwed it halfway. Okay, walk. So this is relatively easy to do, not like guitar tuning. There we go. Now,
can you play a music?
Not yet. I think that's the material and get it out later. So. Test if there's any leakage, but first you have to blow in it. Do not play any notes. Whatever you do, do not play any notes. Or play any notes, but if it's very soft, no matter how hard you blow, it's gonna be leakage. If you can hear air leaking, obviously air leaking. Okay, there. I found it. Then, if you find a leakage, so I find, because it's gonna be always leaking around the screw area. So it's gonna be around here.
No more?
A little bit. Even if there's a little bit, don't mind about it. Otherwise, you'll break the thing if you screw too tightly. Now, let's test it. For a second. Much better. I got a little carried away though.
Nice, right?
Yeah. So this, if any of the notes are sharp or flat, then you have to take it apart, put it back together again, do whatever it is, use the nail file, yada yada yada. But here's the thing. Like I said earlier, melodicas have the tendency to have notes that are sharp. You can leave it there if you want. But if you want concert pitch, real concert pitch, then go ahead. Just tune all the reeds until they're concert pitch.
Alright.
So, a little sharp right there, but it should be fine. So, like for example, So that is it for the Melodica tuning video.
Okay, thank you, Mix.